Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Over Easy. And I'm going to talk about a higher intelligence that a lot of people call by different names. And if you think about that intelligence, if you think about that thing that manifests life, it's this energy. This energy that actually can create everything around us, including ourselves. And how much does that energy care about what name we call it? Like it's limited to a name. What if when we're looking for that, we call it whatever we want to call it, but we realize that there's something greater than us, and through that having humility, we actually kind of draw strength from it, from allowing ourselves to be below it and not trying to think ourselves above it. We actually are able to have this process of diffusion that it feeds us, and we actually grow from it. And I think a lot of that growth takes place in our tough times in life, and the times when we kind of question ourselves and what our purpose is and what our worth is to life. And I believe there's a uniqueness to all of us. This is the part of us that is unique, and that our mission or our goal in life is to bring that to the surface. That requires a lot of courage, a lot of willingness to not let naysayers or people who judge us or people who are throwing stones at us or hurting us to define us. That we kind of use that obstacle as a strength, and we walk through that with a sense of purpose, guidance. And it doesn't mean we have difficult days. It doesn't mean that we don't sometimes feel sorry for ourselves or kind of play the victim, but we still keep on going. We still walk through those days, and by walking through those days is what gives us our strength. By not letting those times when we feel the lowest define us, we walk through that. We grow from that. It's like taking the next step to something more than us. And today's guest is Stefani Germanato, who is known by Lady Gaga. And Lady Gaga has gone through some really tough times in her life, and she's not let those define her. She actually was asked one time in an interview, like, don't you feel so blessed to be all this? Don't you feel so fortunate? She actually got upset, man. She's like, fortunate? She's like, I worked my butt off for this. I put so much into this, And I think that's an important part of that formula that we put in place, that we have effort. We exert ourselves to try to achieve something. Faith without works is dead. So going through our tough times, we actually put in place a desire to want to grow. We look at what we're going through as something to learn from, and something that's teaching us. And I remember people were really nasty to her and saying really bad things about her, and other people were taking credit for her success, like she was plagiarizing them and stuff. When actually, her idols and stuff that she molded herself from was like David Bowie and his Ziggy Stardust era, and Freddie Mercury, and she even got her name from a Queen song, Radio Gaga, And she never she just ignored the naysayers. She doesn't even give them credit for having some value in her life. She's like, man, if people want to believe, those stories about, whatever they think, let them believe them. She goes, I'm not going to try to convince them otherwise, And I think that's a lot of strength for us is, when people are, condescending or talking bad about us behind our back, that, we just forgive them, for they know not what they do. They don't realize the struggles that we're working through. They don't realize what we're trying to achieve in our life, and how we believe there's some purpose for us to this life, and we want to bring that forward. So I think that's a really important part for us, kind of having a sense of achieving something in this life. When we're taking our last breath, we can say, I had the courage, I had the determination, I was willing to keep going in the face of all that was in front of me to find that purpose. And that might give us a sense of contentment when we're going through that phase of death, and say, what, and have a thanks for those hard times, because they taught us so much in our life. Anyway, next Sunday I'm going to talk to Keith Richards, and we're going to talk about the tough times that they had in the early 70s when they were in a hideout in the south of France. And going to discuss how they put together some of their best music when they were, a fugitive from the law, living in exile, and they kind of had this really tumultuous time in their life. But they united around the band. The band was their main purpose, and they felt they had to bring something through them from the band. And no matter what band you're in, I think you can find that struggle in successful, bands and stuff. So we'll try to, tap into Keith's algorithm, like I did briefly with Lady Gaga or Stefani today, and I really think it'd be awesome to hear her kind of elaborate on those things that she went through, and what she does right now to stay humble. She's a very humble lady. You just realize when you see her talk or whatever stuff, she's so down to earth, and it'd be really interesting to hear her talk about how she stays down to earth and have her share it to us, the people that are trying to be something in this world, to find our uniqueness, our purpose, give inspiration for that and guide us. So anyway, man, have a great Sunday. And if this does anything to inspire you or stuff like that, I hope so, because I think we all need inspiration. And hopefully you'll tune in next Sunday. Have a great day. Bye.